Hello, everyone. Welcome to the RK Football Podcast. And we have four of us this week as we have a very interesting chat about what's been an interesting weekend and a record-breaking weekend as well for James Milner as he becomes the all-time Premier League appearance maker in the history of the campaign. Now, obviously with me is myself, Matt. You've got the other Matt as well. And then we've got David and Stuart as well. How are we all? All right?
Very well, very well. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. I think we'll start with James Milner. I mean, I think that you've got to celebrate what an achievement that is. And I look at him and watch him play. I sit and think he could hit 700, couldn't he? Could he hit that 700 mark?
Feasible.
It's feasible, and you can't
Is
knock
he
the
still winning
bloke
those fitness tests?
He's shown his longevity, and I think Stu's right. When he was at Liverpool, he was winning the fitness tests, but he can't get past him as well being boring James Milner because he just turns up, does a job, and leave.
Yeah,
and it is one of those. It's a bit like Alan Shearer's goal record. Like, will we ever see anyone come anywhere close to?
That's what I was just thinking.
Because the longevity of his career. Because when did Milner make his debut? It was like late 90s, wasn't it, or early 2000s?
2002.
Yeah. So 2002 for Leeds, and then he played.
I remember his debut.
But I think that with James Milner, I've found some stats that just to show how amazing it was. So 4,776 players have made their Premier League debut since James Milner made his. He's played against 2,300 of them.
Wow.
That stat. Who's doing that? Who's counting that stat? I'm just deciding.
I know, that's crazy. Since 2009-10 season in the Premier League, only 5 players have more assists than Milner. Unfortunately, I was going to have a look at who they are, but I couldn't find it. So I was like, damn, all right then. And the other one,
it's a lot of work.
Milner has represented 5 different Premier League sides in European football. He's the only player to do that as well. I mean, it just goes to show that this isn't a player that's just bounced around the lower teams in the Premier League. He has been in with the big dogs throughout most of that time. And he's
changed
won
position
everything
as well. That's crazy.
He's played every position, hasn't he? He's just been more or less,
Liverpool, Klopp loved him. I mean,
oh god,
you joke. He could put Brighton might need it. Maybe you don't know.
I think
he was Klopp loved him because basically he was a perfect utilities player. They could basically play him anywhere and he'd do a job for you.
Wasn't it that was it Roy Hodgson? No, not Roy Hodgson. Brendan Rodgers signed him, or was he a Klopp signing?
He must have been a Klopp signing, wasn't he?
Let's do.
What's a good question?
I think it was a Brendan Rodgers signing. I think.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay. Well, was he in the side when Liverpool won the Champions League in 2019?
Yes, he was.
Yes, so he's won the Champions League. And was he in the City side in the 13-14 season?
Yeah.
So it's again, and it's not as if he's been kind of languishing in kind of lower table sides, and he's been into multiple different clubs, but he's winning Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues. He's kind of winning major trophies as well, and like you said, Matt, getting a boatload of assists as well in the meantime, and just playing in every position around the park, just the perfect utility man, but a utility man who's as effective as anyone, and kind of picking up silverware along the way. So yeah, I mean, a tremendous record, and like Matt said, I don't know how soon it's going to be before someone eclipses his record. It could be a long, long time. Because I think the reason his record stood for so long is because the Premier League was, it was at that stage in the early 2000s when I think it was really started to be recognised across Europe that England was the place to play. And then there weren't many people going abroad. The more people were coming in than were going out, I think. But nowadays, the allure of kind of, Spanish teams and things like that, people just don't stick around in the Premier League as much. So there just isn't that kind of chance. We'll never know. Maybe if Milner got an offer from a Lazio or some kind of team like that along the way. We'll never know. But I think that's probably a reason why. But yeah, amazing record.
I think as well, one of the things that I found amazing, we always say about the positions he could play in was fantastic. Obviously, most famous for playing in the centre of the midfield. He made 271 of the appearances there. 189 right mid. I remember him at right mid. That's how I remember him when I first started watching football. Is that he played? That's what he played.
I never think this. Like I think
he played 6 appearances as a striker.
I knew it. I thought I wasn't going nuts. I could swear he played up front for City at one stage as well.
Yes.
I could swear he did. Yeah, he's played literally everywhere. I could swear he did.
Pellegrini. Yes.
Yeah, I'm almost certain. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's a perfect player to describe if you're like a player that's like tail end of his career, right?
He is a good old-fashioned utility man.
He has to throw a goalkeeper appearance in there. He has to, just one.
Yeah, just to complete. Just to complete it. Absolutely.
Just like someone gets that would get the goalkeeper get sent off on purpose, just so you can put Milner, just so he can get like Milner in there. So he's played everywhere.
Last game of the season, Brighton. They won't be relegated. They'll be mid-table. Thereabouts. Just chuck him on. In goal, in between the sticks for the last game. Why not?
Yeah, you know it.
He'll probably be half decent at there as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, saves a penalty or something
Exactly. But this is the hard thing with Milner, is that where does he rank in terms of the great English midfielders that have been in the Premier League? Like, is he in your top 10? Is he one of these that you go, he was that good? Brilliant utility player, but he was never a standout performer.
No, he's not. He's never been a player with flair or anything like that. A bit like Jordan Henderson in that way. He's just kind of pure utility and no kind of, like I said, flair or anything like that.
True.
Sorry, Stu.
Yeah.
I don't. I think it's like if you put it all time, he wouldn't get in the top 10. That's the same as David said. He wasn't like a flair player. Just kind of got there, done his job, and then went on basically. And basically he's that kind of guy. But he's not. It's one of those things that I think over time it might be. It's quite sad, but obviously again when we talk about what was it underrated, it would maybe later on, but that's going to be in a couple of years. That'd be the player that comes up, and he comes up now. But the idea that I don't think if he was a top 10 English in the Premier League, he would struggle. But he's because he did from Dale's list, he doesn't fit those criteria. If it makes sense, he don't. He's kind of like he gets lost in the shuffle and just does his job, and that's good.
Yeah, when you come to look at it, unfortunately, we're going to such a stat-heavy way of quantifying how players do. He was a disruptor with making tackles. Yeah. He wasn't going to be that midfielder like Frank Lampard or Stevie G that would pick up the ball 30 yards out and ping it in top corner to win your team the game. He wouldn't be the one crossing in the ball for a striker to tap it in. He would be the one breaking it up, and 2 to 3 passes later, they would be getting the goals. Yeah. So he's a bit like almost like Paul Scholes towards the end of his career. He was sitting back a bit further to sort of disrupt it.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comparison. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a player that I would. I mean, he's just beat his record, so it's obvious to compare it to him, really.
Yeah,
but,
Barry.
Was he better player than Gareth Barry?
Well, he achieved more, I think. He won more. A lot more, and he played for bigger sides. I mean, Gareth Barry, that in itself was an amazing record, and obviously Milner eclipsing it now. I wonder though, how far down the list do you have to go to find, in terms of Premier League all-time appearances, do we have to find a player who's still actively playing in the Premier League?
I'm actually just good.
I'm sure I saw Henderson on it. How many is he off? I saw he's like.
Oh yeah, he must be on it. Yeah, because he's got a million appearances from Liverpool. And Seamus Coleman's a good shout.
Trying to think of. Oh my god.
Anyway, there's a few, but they'll be a little bit down the list. So yeah, and I mean it'll be. I don't see anyone eclipsing again that record.
It'll be a goalkeeper. Be like a goalkeeper.
Maybe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there must be a reserve keeper at one of the lower sides who's
who had a crazy career for a while or something. That's what I'm saying.
There must be like a
journeyman.
Keeper.
Is there like journeyman type players there anymore? Like as much as there used to be, like players who just go around.
Yeah,
I think there is, but back when we were younger, they stayed in England, whereas now
exactly. Yeah, now
they go to what's it, Earthquake?
Germany, Spain.
I don't know why. It goes over to America, and then they'll go to Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia.
Club Bruges, and then they'll go to
exactly,
they'll go to Lecce, and then
this is it exactly. Yeah. But I think obviously they got a big win on the weekend. I was 100% thinking that Brentford were going to win that game, and then
come out. I think did we all have Brentford in the Super Six? I certainly did.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, one thing I finally decided I was happy with, that I finally took Thiago out of my starting 11 and put was it Pedro for, was it Chelsea? And it's like I put him in there and then obviously scored Chelsea, and it was like,
played.
So that was but like I was happy with that. But then with the way in that game, obviously I don't think he even scored, so I think that was a good move for me there.
I was livid because I had either Robert Sanchez or Henderson as my goalkeepers, and I thought I'm going to go with Sanchez because they're playing Burnley, and then like Henderson saves a penalty. I was like, oh come on!
So it's your fault. So it's your fault that
I also had I had the choice between the Brentford and the Brighton keepers.
Ooh.
And my unwritten rule with fantasy football with goalies is if in doubt, go for the home goalie.
Yeah, of course.
But it finished 2-0 to the away team.
I mean, I don't think anyone would say that was a silly decision. I mean, everyone, I would have gone for that.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just one of those. You just think.
Good. Well,
looking at the fancy points, someone got like 111 points, and I got like 30, and I was like, captain Pedro.
Yeah, I always hate when someone gets like 125 points or something, and it's probably someone who hasn't played for weeks, and they triple captained like a defender who gets like a hat trick and a clean sheet or something. It's like no one in their right mind would ever do that. Like I think there was something earlier in the season where a defender got a ridiculous amount of goals. I think it was Timber, and someone had him triple captain. It's like no one in their right mind, no one sober does that. It's just
that's not coming from. That is pure luck. There's none of this.
I know. Yeah, there's no way you look at that analytically and go I think Timber's going to get a hat trick or whatever.
There's also that one random person who backs having 3 Wolves defenders, and they get all the clean sheet defensive bonuses and tackles, and you look at them thinking, why have you done that?
You jammy git, there's no... Honestly.
I mean, that would never work for me. That's kind of like I do that, and it just it would backfire like it should, but then there's always that one person. It's like it works. It's like what they're like,
annoying.
It works.
I mean, this is the difference in the two things I've done. Sanchez got 2 points. Henderson got 16. So that's really annoying.
Oh, I should have.
But to
be fair, to be fair to you though, Palace is not exactly a sure thing, so I can understand why you went.
Exactly, this is it.
I've got.
So I get your logic.
I've got 17 points on my bench. I have Bruggen. I've got Cunha yet to play.
Yeah.
Because away at Everton, you just never know how Man United travel and how Everton turn up at home. I've got that Bournemouth midfielder Rayan, and because he was doubtful, I put him as my third sub. But I had Lewis Hall of Newcastle, who obviously scored the first goal as a defender. The dick.
Yeah, it's always annoying, that, isn't it? Yeah.
I love that.
That's always.
He's a doubtful defender. I don't expect him to score a goal against City.
Yeah, I know. Particularly when you agonise over the decision and you remember thinking to yourself, "There's no chance that's going to happen. Get off to the bench, you." And then it's like how dare you?
Elimination, and then you decide who you bring it in.
Oh, it's the worst. Fantasy League is just too. It's just such a stress.
What was it? Summerfield? You know the guy that West Ham.
Summerfield.
Was
Crescenzo.
Yeah, the guy I put I literally was like, oh yeah, he's on form. Put it in, smart move. Hasn't scored a goal since. And obviously Saka, and then I took Saka out, and he's been I think he scored two assists so. Apparently I know nothing. That's ridiculous.
I decided this weekend I was going to do something I haven't done in years. I didn't actually know any of the scores until I watched Match of the Day Saturday evening.
I like doing that is fun.
I was like,
doing that can be fun.
Obviously, I was fuming with the Chelsea score, but then the Bournemouth game, I've got Krupi and Rayan in my team, and I was like, this is it. I'm going to get big points here. Rayan goes on this brilliant run. I'm like, this is it. He's going to capitalise. He hits a crossbar. I was like,
yeah. That's something I would definitely recommend people do more often, and maybe people do, which is to kind of try to avoid all the football scores, particularly if there's a really big match on. Just take one weekend and just try to avoid and stick on Match of the Day. It's so much fun. It's just watching all the best bits of a football match. Without all the bullshit. It's just great.
Could happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what's so good about it. Yeah, it's fun.
I mean, you can always do a thing. I've realised doing is you can sit there and if you're at home, don't need your phone. You turn the data off, so you don't get anything through. So that basically means you don't have to worry about looking at your phone and going, they've shown me the score. Might be a way of getting around. But I haven't tried that. I might try that.
Yeah, it is fun. I recommend it.
Yeah.
game of the weekend. Yep, there we go. Obviously, the game of the weekend was the North London derby. I'm assuming most of us did watch it, and I'll be honest. I think that Spurs are doomed. I think that Arsenal are seriously. This could be a real interesting title race. I don't think it's over yet. All these things of now there's 5-point gap. It's not a 5-point gap because Man City, if they win their game, it's 2 points.
Yeah.
So it's
didn't
not.
Didn't you say a couple of podcasts ago saying the title race is done?
I did because I thought Arsenal would be able to keep going and everything, but then I realised they are bottle jobs and Arteta will be sacked by the end of this season.
This is Arsenal we're talking about. I'm just like it's gone right on schedule. It's gone right on schedule.
I just want to go back to the Spurs is doomed bit. Someone worked out if you looked at based on the current form guide, that if Spurs, Forest, and West Ham kept going how the last 5 games have gone and how their current form is showing.
Go on.
When Chelsea play Spurs in early May,
they could relegate them.
Chelsea can relegate Spurs if they win.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. That would be class. Would that be at Spurs or at Stamford Bridge, Matt?
It'll be at Stamford Bridge.
Could you imagine?
I just realised something. There's got to be a record because if Chelsea the one that gets Tottenham relegated, didn't they stop them from winning the title?
Yeah, we stopped them winning the league.
That's right. The Battle of Stamford Bridge. Yeah, my God.
10 years on you, we stopped
it's
destined.
Destined. It has to happen.
We came back to finish the job, we stopped you from winning the league. Now we're going to kick you out of the league.
But I think I was watching Spurs because I thought Arsenal were playing. They played quite well. Eze and Gyökeres were just fantastic. I was really interested and intrigued by Timber as well. I thought he was brilliant too. But when you watch Spurs, and there was obviously that clip of Tudor asking Van de Ven to move up the field, and he's not listening to him. I'm sorry. I would be, when it comes to the next game, I'd be like, get off. No, I'm sorry, but you don't.
No, I don't know. It's always the clips like that. I mean, how long is that clip? Like 15 seconds or whatever. I'm always willing to take that. I want to take that with a grain of salt, kind of thing. It's like it's the full match. No, but I'm really sort of loath to kind of take that as face value because you don't know what they might have been said or what he might have been screaming to someone else.
It's also a really tricky one for players at Spurs because. We got to take this as a whole context bubble at the moment.
It's
they are missing around 7 to 10 players who should be in their first team squad. Like Richarlison has only just come back to fitness. Solanke's only just come back to fitness. Kulusevski's knee injury,
Maddison,
which he suffered in May, is still ongoing, which no one really knows what's going on. Maddison's out. They haven't properly replaced Son and Kane, regardless of what the Spurs fans will tell you. Randall Cohen-O'Mani is only on a loan, so not 100% convinced by him. Matty Tell has got a big price packet on him, which he's just not doing. And the Spurs players, probably back of their heads, probably intrinsically don't realise it. Igor Tudor's only here till June. I don't give a fuck what he says because he's going to be gone.
True that.
But at the same time, they're like, we need some idea. We need something kind of.
If you don't get yourselves together, you're relegated.
Well, I think Spurs, but I do still think Spurs won't get relegated. I don't think they'll get relegated because not so much to kind of give Spurs praise. Like, oh no, I think they've got enough fight in them to get it. I think there's just three worst. Here. There's just 3 worst teams in the Premier League. They're if you take West Ham, not Nottingham Forest combined, but
I think I have to admit West Ham have probably since these couple of games, I think they've got a good shot getting out of the relegation zone, to be fair, because looking at the finally getting going a little bit when it comes to start to play. Obviously, they're a bit unlucky in that game, to be honest, with the Bournemouth. But I don't know. I think maybe with David's prediction of Nottingham Forest, I think that's more likely to happen because obviously there would be one hell of a prediction, and you should get praised for that heavily if you get that one right. But yeah, I mean, I think Tottenham was one of those things. It's like it's a good thing to wind them up about. But I think I think I agree with that. Like they'll be fine, just though. But
I think so too.
But look, it's like I'm with you, Stuart. It's like when West Ham first moved into the London Stadium. How good will that stadium look hosting Luton next season in the Championship?
The thing is, I agree and disagree. I think that don't get me wrong. Like a big part of me wants to see them go down, but then when you watch Spurs play and the way they're playing, they don't. They look so disorganized. They're so easy to overrun. And you just think if someone's got legs going behind that defence, you've got fans defending that defence, be it you can overrun it all of a sudden. And I'm sorry,
well, it's the midfield thing. It's been that problem for ages. Like you basically can run for their midfield, no problem. I think what's interesting is this new managers. Like as we said in previous episode, like the idea that they've got a manager that basically wants to play really high intense football when you've only got 16 fit players on the available. And obviously like a manager that kind of like they've had this kind of maybe passion for a bit more less aggressive, and then this guy comes in that just I think it's true, like he's only there until like the end of the season, and then he's sitting there probably going, okay, I want you to run harder, faster, quicker, and then they're probably like, well, I could do that, but what's the point? Because you won't be here in like 18 months, like by the season, and when you haven't got any fit players, I just think this is why I think the decision to have him made sense in the way that. He's got a reputation of getting players better, like getting teams going or keeping stability, but he's probably not. It's not what Tottenham needed, and I think that obviously it's one game, so we say that, and then it'll get him going in the next game. But I think that proves that maybe a kind of a strong arm approach might not be good in the long run for Tottenham. But maybe. I think I do agree. Like I don't know. I think
there's such a soft touch.
There's enough.
Such a soft touch.
They are. This is why I think that they could be right in the mix of it come the end of the season.
They are in the mix now.
If you look at the Spurs' next 6 fixtures, there's probably 2 on there, maybe 3 that you think you've got to be targeting wins here, because their next fixture is away to Fulham, then it's away to Liverpool, then it's away to Sunderland, then they're hosting Crystal Palace, hosting Forest, and then hosting Brighton.
If they can get through these next 3 games, then that would be a good.
They should win all their home games, all those 3 home games.
In theory, they've got to be targeting those home games. But Forest will be fighting for their lives as well. And Forest and Vitor Ferreira was unlucky against Liverpool, in my opinion, from reading the reports. He was. And they produced a very good performance midweek in the Europa League. So he seems to be getting something ticking, which I really didn't want to happen. I thought if you've had a 4th manager in the Premier League season, you probably deserve to go down.
Yeah, we said this last week. Yeah, we think they should now. It's one of those, isn't it?
But Crystal Palace have probably also got to be kind of looking over their shoulder, because they can't seem to work out which way is up at the moment. The fans are now turning on the not just the board, but the players and Glasner with that banner. Yeah. So I think they've got to be careful not to be drawn into.
What was that interview about as well? Like,
he's almost
like saying, "I'm here until the board don't want me here." And it's just like.
That's kind of like it's a very Amorim-ish. It's what Amorim's kind of saying.
He wants to get sacked.
I'm here as long as I'm wanted.
It's a bit like Frank the other week saying, "I'm here. I'm going to be the man 1,000% in charge of Arsenal," and we all just went, "No, you're not."
Yeah.
yeah, true that. Yeah, but I think Palace will be all right. Sunderland, I think, have got to be a bit careful because they seem to be sleepwalking into like the bottom towards the bottom half. I think they'll be all right. But they're definitely missing Xhaka. Yeah, but I think Xhaka is seriously missed.
I think that early form would be enough. I think the early form he got when they went for that one like 12. I think that'll be all right. But it makes for me. I think with Sunderland, they obviously where they finish probably on about mid-table, maybe a bit lower. But like it'd be interesting next season for them because obviously because Sunderland is another team that not being figured out, but like because. Yeah, because obviously the goals have, a little bit. Because obviously, I think it was similar to on the Forest in a way. Like the goals of things like they were winning games, but they were winning games off like maybe not a lot of shots and stuff. So when that dries up, maybe that might be a problem for maybe next season and maybe the back end of the season for them. But yeah, that's obviously 2 wins, the 2 defeats at home when they didn't lose in the last 12. So Sunderland might be having a bit of a rough time, but I think that'll be fine.
Yeah, they've lost 4 of their last 5, so they're not in great form at all. But like you said, Stu, I do think that obviously that first half of season form did them a world of good, and that's what's gonna see them through to the end of the season. So, can I just say briefly about Arsenal as well, because we spoke about Tottenham, but just Arsenal. I knew Arsenal were going to win that match, and I knew it was going to be a pumping. I think my prediction was 3-0, 4-1 in the end, and they played really well. But it's not. against the bigger sides that are, and I know Tottenham are obviously in the relegation scrap at the moment, but your so-called bigger sides, it's not against those sides that Arsenal will be tested. I think it'll be teams like Wolves, Wolves away where they drew 2-2, which is where Arsenal fans really started to panic. It will be against these kind of mid to lower table sides from now until the end of the season. There's 10 games to go where they'll really start. The questions will really be asked, and that's where the pressure will really go.
I think City have got a better run now. I think I've seen City's
slightly easier. I could see Arsenal going to City and winning in mid-April or whatever it is, but watch them slipping up at home against Brighton or someone like that. It's gonna be like that. Similar to previous seasons where they've been 8 or 9 points clear and they draw against the likes of Southampton, West Ham, and they end up
Tottenham was the best.
Away,
I think Tottenham was the best fixture to have after, obviously, with the Wolves disappointment. It's like when you think about how, I mean, Eze was like, it only seems to turn up against Tottenham apparently. Seems like
that was his first goal since last November when he got the hat-trick against Tottenham. In fairness, he's not been great for Arsenal really since he's joined.
If you look at Arsenal,
I mean, it's a lot of comparisons to Jack Grealish with him. It's like the idea that he's gone there and they've kind of snuffed his creativity a little bit. Maybe it's another situation with him. But I mean, it's just some places have good. It has one club that they're just amazing at, and obviously Tottenham is definitely his. But it might be a perfect fixture for them.
So we're talking about the Arsenal fixtures and everything. Their next 6 league fixtures: Chelsea next Sunday, then Wednesday is away to Brighton because of the FA Cup. Then you've got home to Everton. Then they've got a gap because it's the cup final against City. Then it's home to Bournemouth. Then it's away to City. Then it's home to Newcastle, home to Fulham, away to West Ham, home to Burnley, then last game of the season away to Palace. Also, you've got to throw in there's going to be the 2 Champions League fixtures against sort of like one of those second tier teams, like your Newcastles, your PSGs, your Real Madrids. Like Arsenal are going to have to prioritise a competition here soon because they are known for having a really good starting 11 and 3 or 4 really good subs, but then if 2 of the starting 11 and then those 2 subs get injured, they don't have anyone suitable enough who can match.
True. And they're not that clear at the top. Like it'd be different if it was like they're like 10, 9, 12 points clear at the top of the table. And you consider going, well, if they just go by cruise control, then they can focus on the Champions League. But like it's because obviously, like always, the like same with us when we were the final season, just like a quadruple talk. And I have seen pictures of them talking about Arsenal get a quadruple. It's like Arsenal really don't care what trophy they really want the Premier League. Anything else, like Champions League would be great, but Premier League's the one they want.
I think Premier League would be first choice for Arsenal, then Champions League.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the tail end. I think you're right. Like, I think they have to prioritise, and obviously there will be leagues. That's the one they've been fighting for so long. So, but I mean, I don't think Arsenal are that team to be able to juggle that many. They can't win like a treble.
I'm not going to put it out.
The squad isn't quite strong enough. I don't think.
I'm going to put it out there, regardless of what leads up to it. I think if Arsenal lose the League Cup final, they will lose the league because they would have their heads will be spun because they would have played City.
Depends on the result.
But I think they would have played City and lost in a final, and then 5 days later they'll have to play them again. Yeah. I don't think psychologically they'll be able to try and pick themselves back up because they don't have anyone in that squad who has done that. Their only winners,
Jesus.
But their only winners have come from teams where they were dominating. Jesus at City, there was no one really at that time when Jesus was there who was close to Man City and pushing them all the far.
And he wasn't a starter, was he?
And he wasn't a starter. The other big winners are Chelsea rejects.
But for me, I get what you mean with the League Cup final. If Arsenal were to lose to Man City on penalties, for me, I think that'd
be even worse. You don't think?
No, I think you can shrug it off in a way and go.
I think it'll be worse.
We were really close that game.
Yeah, so close. Like Arsenal have been in the last.
It'll be like 4th place in the Olympics. You were so close.
if Arsenal were to lose 3-0 or 4-0,
it would just start that narrative again.
That would.
I think they'd be able to get psychologically would be able to forget about that more so than losing on penalties, because penalties is just a coin toss, and if you lose on that, it's like, well, but if you lose 3-0 or 4-0, but if you get spanked, it's like, okay, well,
it's embarrassing though.
It is embarrassing.
It might be embarrassing, but at least you can tactically work out, okay, what went wrong.
I think penalties is harder to shake off,
and then build up. Whereas penalties, you've got that psychological thing.
Yeah,
like, we were so close. We are so close, and we are, and it's going to be known as the nearly men again.
I think though, Gyökeres has hit form at just the right time. He has hit for once, an Arsenal player has hit form at the right time.
Absolutely.
Because Saka, I'll be honest, he had a good game against Arsenal, but I don't look at him as a player that's going to win you a title. Gyökeres looks like that man.
Eze as well. Eze needs to. They can't just all depend on Gyökeres. Players like Eze. This is what they brought him in for. He needs to maintain. Absolutely.
Yeah, the goals. Because obviously that's the. Because obviously, I mean, is he the only one on double figures?
Gyökeres is on 9, I think, and he's the only one.
So they haven't even got anyone that's on double figures just yet, and obviously.
I don't think so.
I mean, again, I think
even we have.
I mean, I think again.
We've got João Pedro. He's on double figures, So but no, I think that obviously next weekend you've got a good couple of fixtures, and obviously everyone here is very interested in the Champions League race as well. Man United obviously playing as we speak.
They're just kicking off now
against Everton. Chelsea drew against Burnley, but Liverpool won their game against Nottingham Forest, which means that all teams at the minute are all on 45 points, I believe. Yeah, so it's a very interesting race. I am not looking forward to next weekend because Man United have got Palace at home. They should win that. And Liverpool have West Ham at home. Again, they should win that. We've got Arsenal away. And I'm like, flipping heck. Really?
The only thing that could dampen that, though, sorry, just very, very briefly. The only thing that could kind of not dampen the Champions League race as such is that I think it's very, very likely now that the Premier League will get a 5th place Champions League spot for how well the English teams are doing. So that'll be 2 out of the 3 teams, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, will get into the Champions League if that's the case. So that would slightly kind of, for the neutral, if you like, will kind of diminish it a little bit. Yeah, but I mean,
did we find out last year? How did we find out last season?
It's April. Was it really early on? Normally around it's April normally when everyone's confirmed, but. I think they sort of predicting it. Like the closest nation to us, I think, is Germany, and they need to have all of their teams win everything, and none of the English teams are allowed to win any more games in football.
Wow.
So, I think it's very likely.
But what does make it slightly more interesting is if, hypothetically, if Everton get the result win today, they will then be on 40 points as well as Brentford. So they're only 5 points off that as well, which we saw it kind of last year with Forest and Villa. That throws in an extra spanner in the works. So I think all those teams have to go to either Brentford or Everton.
But to be fair, Liverpool have got to play Man United and Chelsea near the tail end of the season. I should point out. So that's going to be. So it's going to be.
Yeah, Man United need to come to Chelsea. Chelsea need to go to Liverpool.
It's going to be a very interesting race.
Yeah,
I sincerely hope we can scrape in, but there's not a clear one. You go, surely they're going to do it. You don't look at any of them and go, surely they're going to do it out of the 3. That's the thing. It's
not another one where there was. Does anyone actually want to qualify for the Champions League situations? Is it?
No, you have it.
I honestly think Liverpool look the least likely as of now. I mean, I know they got the win at the weekend against Forest, but it was a close one. It was. They probably did deserve it at the end, but it was a close one. But I think as of now, if you were to say who's the favourite, who's the least favourite, I think Liverpool right now would be maybe the least favourite. There's not much in it, I don't think, but I think United and Chelsea are going really well at the moment. Say again, Matt. Sorry.
Good run of fixtures.
It depends how many Chelsea players get suspended between now and the end of the season, because we could be running out of players.
6 red cards, 7 red cards this season already.
It's
not 9. In the Premier League?
Including Maresca's 9.
Wow.
We've got the league record of the most red cards of the season, and it's in February. We've also got the record for the most points dropped from a winning position.
At home, yeah.
At home as well.
Isn't it we've got to drop 2 more points to go over the record we have?
I think it's 17. I read the stats. You've lost 17 points from winning positions at home, which is pretty bad.
It's starting to get annoying now when people are saying, "Oh, it's the inexperience of the Chelsea team." Like, no, these guys are regular professional football. There is no one in that starting 11 who played against Burnley who has not played in the Premier League before. They have all experienced top-flight football, either in England or whichever random country we bought them from. They are all professionals. It's not a case of they're lacking in experience. They're not disciplined players, which needs to come from the manager and the coaches there. Like Maresca, apart from this season when he was manager and he got the odd sending off, he was very much a calm manager on the sidelines, which infuriated Chelsea fans because when we looked like we were so passive, we needed someone to give us a bit of passion. Rosenior seems to be giving it a bit, but he kind of looks like a PE teacher. Like that, the kid, like he's the substitute teacher that the squad's not really buying into. But you know what I mean? He sort of turns up in the track. He's like, right, today kids, we're going to do this, and they've sort of looked at him and like, no, we're not.
But the one concern I have now
I think
is that
will you be worried about that? Sorry,
is that
no, just good.
From that game, he obviously talked about some of the issues that he has with the squad, doesn't he? Like, he was like, "Oh, I've got the five big problems that he highlighted about the Chelsea team that need to improve." And for me, if you're going to highlight them, well done for highlighting them, but now you've got to solve the solution. You have to be able to solve this. Now you've pointed it out. So,
anyone can point it out.
Not going to have it a win. What are you going to do about it?
Not a lot of managers can actually solve them. So.
Well, I think his biggest win at the moment will probably be the fact it's not his squad because even though he arrived in January, he had a transfer window, but he was getting to know the players. I think everyone involved in Chelsea, I think we've probably said this before, all knew that at one point Liam Rosenior will probably end up being Chelsea manager because of Blueco, with him being at Strasbourg. I think he's probably taken it 4 jobs too early, but because he's gone Derby, Hull, Strasbourg, Chelsea, which is a very strange one.
Yeah,
when you look at it like that, the players, it's the same players that Maresca had, and we started off great. I think if you look, regardless of the sending off, if you look at how long Rossini's been in charge, I think he's had 12 games. We've won 8, lost the 2 cup games to Arsenal, and then drawn the others.
Really good.
It's not bad record. I think, unfortunately, our previous red cards and it did get quite funny at one point when you see certain challenges only get a yellow or just a stern telling off, where the comments would be, "Oh, if it was a Chelsea player, it's a red," which at one point, going back to the Mourinho days of like, there's a campaign against Chelsea, which you can kind of see because you've even seen it on like the Ref Watch on Sky Sports when the VAR talk about it. It's like, oh yeah, this was a red card this day, but I've seen it given when it's not given the other day. And you sort of look, and you got the Chelsea fans going like, "This is why we hate VAR. This is why we hate the referees because there's no consistency." And they want it's like, "Oh, respect the referees." Like, no, because they're making so many obvious mistakes. And then you had the FA Cup weekend a couple of weeks ago where they're making such clear and obvious errors because they don't have the safety net of VAR. The Villa Newcastle.
I would get rid of VAR. I think.
Like, how on earth could you not give that as a penalty when he handled the ball? He caught the ball in the air, and even the liner was like.
I think the FA Cup proved that not having VAR is going to be it's so ingrained now that kind of getting rid of it, you can't get rid of it.
It's like, this is what you're missing. These egregious decisions is what VAR was brought in for. But
I get that. That's why it's brought in. But it's got to the point where the referees almost don't referee anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
They're almost scared of making a mistake, which VAR then has to go, actually, you're a knobhead. It's this.
Yeah, like the push one with was it Gabriel on the weekend?
Yeah,
like for me, I was sitting there thinking,
soft.
If you give that on the pitch, then stick with it. If you don't give that on the pitch, you stick with it because you are looking at it and seeing, and you're looking and going, "Nah, it doesn't look like a foul to me." But if you think it's a foul, then give it. But don't go with the
knowledge.
VAR.
They're not using their knowledge anymore. Confidence, yeah.
But what I found fascinating was that they have these ref cams now, so they attach kind of these GoPro cams, and you can hear kind of the referee. So they release sometimes like separate videos of just the viewpoint from the camera. And there was one, I think it was Tottenham playing I can't remember who it was, a few weeks ago. But you get to hear the referee constantly communicating with VAR, and it is a constant flow of speaking. I actually hadn't realised that they're in constant communication with VAR. That's a foul. That's a foul. That's a foul. Goal kick. Goal kick. Goal kick. Throw in. Throw in. Throw in. Like there's constant kind of a feedback loop of kind of
not just VAR. I found that interesting. Got the assistants as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Everyone's just in there.
He's got like 7 voices in his head, basically. Yeah. Like 7 voices. I mean, that's what was the whole controversy with that Tottenham Liverpool goal all those years ago. Is it there's too many cooks in the kitchen? Is it the saying will probably go? It's like you can wonder why they can't make decisions sometimes, because obviously they've got 6 or 7 different people in their ear.
Well, I don't know. I think the referee on the pitch is the one who's doing most of the talking, and he's getting confirmations back from either the linesman or the VAR in Stockley Park, I think it is. So it is mainly the referee doing the bulk of the talking. But when you listen to it again, it is fascinating, I think, to kind of hear what the communication and what's actually being said. It is mostly the referee speaking, but he is getting feedback, stop the play, this or that, whatever it is, So yeah, it must be nuts kind of having to do that every time, but it's interesting nonetheless.
I think my favourite incident from the weekend, it wasn't in the Premier League, but I heard about it and I thought it was hilarious. Fabinho in Saudi got a red card in his game, two yellows led to a red. He had the first incident happened and he got a yellow, and then the second incident happened and he was about to get a yellow. Everyone knew, like the opposition players, the players on his side, all knew he was about to get a second yellow, and the referee was walking over. But Fabinho had set another idea, because he saw that the manager was about to sub him off because he knew he was about to get sent off. So what he's done is he has very quickly given the captain's armband to one of his teammates, started jogging away to the touchline to try and get subbed, and the ref's chasing him to give him his red card, and then he gets I think we're talking like a metre away from the him being subbed off, and then he's giving them the red, and you're like, oh, if he made it, he would have got it. It would have been
expecting you to say it's like
that's why the Saudi League away from like that's why the Saudi League will never be taken seriously, honestly. Like, just think like that. Could you imagine a player having the temerity to try that in a Champions League game or something? My God.
I feel like Zlatan would do it, or he probably has done it. It's like you cannot send off Zlatan.
It's the kind of shithousery, though. It's like you cannot expect. That's like you're almost having a laugh with the ref doing that. Like you don't seriously expect that to come off. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I don't know. It's just
that's not a red.
That's not a red.
Don't be silly.
Yeah. Right. So we'll do our Super 6 predictions, of course. It is that time of the
Champions League, isn't it?
Is it Champions League again? Oh, it's
second legs
again. Right. What we think? Are we going to do Champions League? What are we thinking, guys? Or should we do the Premier League?
I mean,
I much prefer Premier League, to be honest. Champions League is tougher, I think. Yeah.
So how we done it last week, Ty, is we done every game, but when the Super 6 is released, then I'll then obviously take out the right ones to then do it, if that makes sense.
It didn't work out well for us, to be honest. None of us really did like a pretty.
Yeah,
wasn't.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I had a horrific.
I had a great one. 9 points, babies. Back in second place.
What do you do?
Happy with that?
Yeah, it's so close to down there. I mean, it's just like it's ridiculous. It's actually quite. I like the idea that obviously. I think it's more interesting as Josh as well, because obviously he came on the podcast a couple of weeks ago and said, "Oh, I'm rubbish at it." But he's had a good little run the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
people that say that no, they're not. They know they're not.
He just comes on and copies us, doesn't he? He just listens to the episode and just like, what are the boys doing? Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm not going to include the Friday game because that is definitely not surely going to be in the Super 6. So I'm going to include. It's normally 3 o'clock kickoffs onwards, isn't it? Normally from
Sometimes
the Saturday.
They throw in the early kickoff.
There's no rhyme or reason to it, really.
Then.
Or the late one.
Oh, all right. I'll keep you here. I'll keep doing it now.
Just because you can't.
No, exactly.
Very good.
Right
back at you.
So, yeah. Oh, good one. Right. So
I'm not going to be allowed back.
There you go. Yeah. So we're going to start off with then Bournemouth versus Sunderland at the Vitality Stadium. We'll start off with Matt Ty, actually. What we see.
So you completely binned off Kyle's Villa against Wolves on Friday.
Oh, then surely that's not going to be on the Super 6. Surely.
Just ruin everyone's weekend on the Friday night.
Yeah. It's like when you do like a 7-fold accumulator and the first match is the first like the half 12 and it loses. Like, great. Couldn't even get it to the 3 o'clock games, could you? Yeah, I know. I learned that lesson very early on.
Accumulator's gone before, yeah.
I know.
It's like Founty back at uni. Aka was gone before we even sat down.
Yeah.
I did that one time. My first accumulator, and the first thing I did is put the 12:30, and it's like they lost. I was like, well, there goes my first accumulator.
I think Founty, before we even did it, Founty was like, never back the early kickoff, and he was like, what are you doing back in the early kickoff? I was like, what?
No, one I always remember was when it was I think it was 2015 season, maybe something like that, and all of the games had come in. And it got to the Sunday, and it was Burnley versus Man City. And I was like, I've got this. All I've got to realise, Man City going to win this. And I'm going to win thousands. I'm so happy. And then this bloody long-haired prick bloody scores for Burnley, and they're like, robs me of the money. I'm still not happy with it now.
Was that 2015 Man City were not that good, man. I don't know what you're doing backing them in the first place.
Don't know where the confidence was coming from.
He had really long hair and had a bandana on his head like that. And
for Burnley.
Yeah. Look it up.
Why am I thinking
long-haired prick for Burnley? Just it would probably come up right away, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Put it in the Google AI thing, and it comes up.
Yeah, it'll come up instantly. Oh, yeah.
Didn't you mean?
Yeah.
I always, to any early days Burnley, I always hated Ashley Barnes, but I didn't realise he's still playing for them.
Is he actually?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
The other day for Ashley Barnes.
I thought he was long.
I thought he'd gone.
Yeah, so was I. That's a good one.
So out of curiosity, I put Villa winning 2-0 against Wolves. But with Bournemouth Sunderland.
just for the record. Yeah.
Just for the record, I put it in there.
Yeah.
So if it is 2-0, I'm having it.
Yeah.
Bournemouth Sunderland, like we said, Sunderland are starting to hit a different form. Bournemouth seem to be just turning the screw a bit. I'm going to go 3-1 Bournemouth.
Okay. Stuart?
Yeah, kind of agree with obviously Bournemouth probably because of Sunderland that he said they've had a bit of a obviously their home form's gone now, so like obviously away form hasn't been the greatest, I think, over the last couple of games. So but obviously I think it'd be kind of similar to possibly the Fulham game, but I'll repeat what Matt Ty said and I'll put a 3-1 Bournemouth.
Okay. David?
I'm going to back Sunderland to kind of get back on the horse, so to speak. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go 2-0.
To be fair, it worked this weekend, so I'll give him that.
Now I'm going to go 2-0 Bournemouth. I think that defensively they look pretty good, Bournemouth, and Sunderland's goals have dried up recently. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Bournemouth with that one. Next up, and these are the 3 o'clock kickoffs, you have got Burnley versus Brentford. Obviously, that is going to be the nail biter of the weekend.
You never know. You never know.
It's a 0-0.
Like Palace Burnley a few weeks back, no one thought that would be a good,
I mean, it was. Can you use your 0-0? Have you used that for the season?
Oh yeah, I got my 5 points for the season with 0-0. So yeah, I can't surely get that again. No, I think Brentford will win that. I'm going to go to. No, I'm going to just go 1-0. 1-0 Brentford. Yeah, 1-0 Brentford. Yeah. Who's next? Who we go? We go David.
I'll go 1-0 Brentford.
Okay, copycat.
Yeah. You know it.
Stuart.
It's like the way thing was it feels like one of these games. It's like it's going to be like a draw, like again, because that's what they don't win games, but they do draw a lot of games. But I think it would just be so fair. Obviously, you would put Brentford to win, so I put 2-1 Brentford.
You can never go for a clean sheet, can you? You just can't do the clean sheet.
Well, all I'm saying is my tactic must.
He is in the lead.
So.
This is it. Yeah. I don't know why I say
by quite a considerable amount. So,
yeah. Matt.
It's like the lesser of two evils, picking Burnley or Brentford, because at the moment, because Brentford are getting scarily close to Chelsea, and also I really don't like Burnley. So
I just flat out don't like Burnley.
Don't like Burnley.
No reason.
There is personal family reason with one of the former owners used to work with my dad and swindled him a lot of money.
Right, that is personal.
So yeah, it's very personal. So they could be relegated to League 4 for all I care about.
Oh yes.
So I'm going to go 1-1 because I don't see either of them winning, and I don't want either of them to win.
Okay, fair enough. I love
it's like the score that you go for. It's like the universal 1-1 is like, I don't care at all about either of these teams, or the result 1-1. Yeah. There you go. Yeah,
1-1 done.
Yeah.
It won't be in the Super Six anyway, because obviously it's not that kind of fix. I just don't see that as a fixture that they would pick.
It could be.
It could be. It's going to be that random outlier because they'll ensure
exactly.
It'll be that game to make it interesting.
It will be that one.
4-2 Burnley or something.
Yeah.
Liverpool versus West Ham. Matt, what are we saying for this one?
Ooh. It depends on. It depends on which teams for both sides actually turn up. Because if you get the Liverpool team that played this weekend, it could be a really scrappy game. If you get the West Ham team that played a few weeks ago, they could possibly nick it. But likewise, both teams are very hot and cold at the moment. I'm going to back Liverpool because I just can't see West Ham nicking it. As much as I think it would be hilarious in the race for both Champions League and sending Spurs down.
Yeah.
But I think probably Liverpool on paper have too much for West Ham, so I'm going to go 3-0.
Okay. Stuart?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, because obviously you don't know what to expect with this Liverpool side. 1 minute you think they're on the back. How many times I think I've wrote about them when I've said, "Oh, this could be the time when it turns the corner," or "This is the time when they get back on track," and then they don't. Yeah, we should on paper we should win this. I mean, it's again, I still think it's a close one because obviously you don't know what you expect. So I'm going to put 2-1 Liverpool, but it's one of those games that I'm a little bit wide with obviously West Ham's form, like return to form, so it's going to be a much more harder game than it probably would have been a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, I'm putting 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay. David?
I'm of the same opinion as Matt in that I would absolutely love for West Ham to get 3 points and for Spurs to lose their game. I think it would be the best thing ever. Spurs got relegated, just be hilarious. But I'm the same opinion as the lads. I think Liverpool will just be too strong for them at the end of the day. Even though West Ham have picked up, they looked especially impressive against United a few weeks ago at the London Stadium. I think they were actually the better side at certain points of that game. But I think Liverpool at home are just too strong, so I'm going to go 2-0 to Liverpool.
Okay. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool. I'm going to agree with Stu on that one. Yeah, 2-1, I'm thinking. Then you've got Newcastle versus Everton at St. James's Park. I think this could be a very interesting game because Newcastle at home is always a tough place to go, and Everton will be, if depending on what the result was against Man United, will be hoping that they can bounce on. I'm going to go with 2-2 in this game. Yeah. Okay, David.
I think this is a tough one to call.
So it's football.
Yeah, but Everton are so difficult to kind of predict.
Yeah.
As well as Newcastle recently, particularly at home. 2-2 is I'm not going to lie, 2-2 was the first score that came to my head, but I fancy Everton to do something. I'm going to go with 2-1 Everton.
Ooh, we going for the great win.
Yeah.
Okay, Stuart.
It's one of those games that I can see. It's like it's got. I mean, I could probably say a lot like draw written all over it, but I just feel like. But again, it really depends on obviously that the match is happening right now with obviously Man United Everton. So like if Everton get a win there, the momentum could shift. But I don't know. I mean, obviously Newcastle, you don't know what to really. And also this game is after the Champions League game. So obviously that's I don't think their record is that good.
Yeah, but Newcastle also
they're 6-1
up against Karabakh.
Yeah, so they're
they can have
but
they can rest like everyone. They can play the under 18s.
I know, but like again, it's still I don't know. I just think they were, but I mean, but I don't know. I'll take a risk and I think it's gonna be a draw, 1-1.
Okay.
But I get what you're saying, Stu, about the European record, because I think Villa last year I think certainly after every Champions League game, and I think even for a point this season after they had their group. No, they're not in Europe this year. Certainly last year they had. I think they only won one of their 8 matches after the Champions League group phases, which is ridiculous. And I think Newcastle have got similar, maybe just slightly better. But I think because of the advantage they have so much over Qarabağ, they can afford to rest effectively half their squad and still be able to put out a shift against Qarabağ because it generally looked like they were playing against a Qarabağ. Like the defending was awful.
How long have you been on to that one for?
Honestly, mate, as soon as I saw the draw was made, I'm like, I want to find a way to crowbar this in. But I think Everton are very hard to break down. So I think it's going to be only 1 goal in it. So I think it's going to be 2-1 Newcastle.
Okay. Then you've got the evening game with Leeds United hosting Manchester City at Ellen Road. Now, this one really could be a swing in the title race in Arsenal's favour if Leeds show up.
Yeah.
Matt Ty, what are you thinking?
It's a tricky one because I don't want Arsenal to win the league. I also don't want City getting further away from the rest of the European race because I think it would be hilarious if they get somehow dragged into it. I also don't like Leeds because of a Chelsea fan. So I think it's actually pretty obvious at 4-0 City.
That was a fairly comprehensive.
I weighed it all up.
I enjoyed that. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Basically, you thought it'd be like it'd be a close game. It's like, nah, Man City.
Not a chance.
That was only ever going to go one way.
Yeah. Stu, what are you saying?
I think it's an interesting one because obviously City last 2 games they played against them. I think they've done them up quite convincingly, but obviously this Leeds side is quite. I think they've only lost 2. But they were in a really good form and lads late. So and obviously they'd be up for it against City. So I think City would be enough to win it. So I think I put 2-1 City. But again, like I almost got it right with the Villa one when I said I put Villa to win, but don't be surprised if Leeds almost done it, and they almost did into the 88th minute. But yeah, I'm thinking 2-1 City.
Okay, David.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult not to look past a City win. I would really like Leeds to come out. I do think Leeds will score. I think it's going to be 3-1 City. But I would really love if City managed to drop points here. Again, just for my prediction, I've got Arsenal to win the league, so I don't want them to kind of muck it up. And I do not want City to win another league.
You're like the Gary Neville thing. It's just like you said it for like 4 seasons in a row, and he's got it wrong all the time. So it's like this time he just like
exactly.
I'm so desperate for it, do I?
I know. In fairness, I've not predicted Arsenal for the last however many times he has, but I mean, this season I'm determined. Yeah.
But it's like like the decision. It's like when he's sitting there saying, "Oh, he's going to win." I can see him beating at the end. Was it Man City at home? And like I'm like, you're saying that because you have to say it.
I know. Yeah.
If you get it wrong for 4 years in a row, you got no credibility. But yeah.
True enough.
I'm actually going to go out on the limb. I'm going to go with a Leeds win. I think that this could be the game that puts the nail in the coffin for Man City. Like because I feel like that there's still a game where there could be a muck up for Man City, and this is that game. I look at Leeds and I go, they are a team that have taken points off of big sides, Liverpool and Chelsea so far this season. At Man United, and this is the other one. I think this is the one where they go, right, let's have ya.
And they were in form as well.
Yeah. But nail in the coffin, though. Nail in the coffin. I mean, it would be a 5-point gap with 10 games to play. I don't necessarily.
It'd be 8.
No, because City have City. So there's a 5-point gap right now. So if City lose, because Arsenal play first, don't they? Oh, because no. Well, no, because So Arsenal, when City play, they'll play the afternoon, the following day on the Sunday, right? So, but when Arsenal play Leeds, they have their game in hand. So their game in hand is against Leeds. So if they lose against Leeds, the gap will be 5 points. So 5 points at 10 games to play is not I think it's still a title race.
It'll still be a title race, but I think that will be the game that will knock the stuffing out of
the psychological blow.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds. And also I need to catch up with Stu, so I'm gonna go. I need to go out on the limb somewhere.
Is it the old fortune favours the bold?
Exactly.
Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what it has the feeling of? It has the feeling of like a 2-1 Leeds victory with a horrendous VAR decision that Pep will go off on one in the post-match interview about. It just has a feel of one of those matches where there'll be some refereeing decision that Pep will be.
It has a 97-minute winner from a corner type vibe to it. To be honest.
So next game is Brighton versus Nottingham Forest at the Amex, and this one I'm going to go with. Brighton did win, didn't they? So they might
away
bounce on and take another win. Do you know what? I'm going to go with 2-1 Brighton in that game. What do you reckon, David?
That was my prediction. 2-1 Brighton.
You can have it as well. You don't have
back amongst the goals. Yeah. I know, yeah, but I like to be unique. But yeah, 2-1 Brighton.
Cool. Stuart.
Yeah, I think that's not to if we same predictions in a row, but I think 2-1 Brighton definitely is.
Just has that
sounds
feeling.
Like it just has that thing like obviously. Yeah, 2-1 Brighton. I think that's 3. Yeah, so.
Yeah. So Matt, that means you must be going 2-1 as well then.
I'm going 2-1, but to Forest.
Yeah.
Ah.
No. I think Vitor Pereira is actually starting to get, as annoying as it is, he seems to find a way to get Forest to click. Well, it's only been 2 games, but they dismantled Fenerbahce pretty well. They looked all right against Liverpool, and they got Fenerbahce again midweek. Then I think they will be buoyed on a bit by how they're starting to play. Morgan Gibbs-White has even come out and saying that it feels refreshing how it's coming. I do agree that both teams will score, and I think it's also purely for banter, with Forest getting more points than Spurs.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I just realised it seems like logic behind all your predictions. It's like anything that makes Tottenham going down happen more and more.
Hey, it's Fulham v Spurs next. Guess which way I'm going.
What a spoiler for next week.
Yeah.
But we'll go to the Fulham game then. Matt, what are you going for then? Spoil the surprise.
I don't think I can blag it that much. I'm going to go 1-1. I don't think I can see.
I can't.
I don't think Fulham can win it. I think Spurs will be very much wounded after the Arsenal game and be like, we can't afford to lose another London derby.
It's Fulham now.
But it's Fulham. And Fulham at home is one of those teams. It's like, are you going to be a team that's really hard to break down, or are you just going to let us walk through? So I'm going to hope it's the former, and be 1-1.
Okay, Stu.
I just think because obviously way Tottenham playing, and obviously Fulham is one of those teams. Just when you think you figure them out, or you think that you can, not back them, they all of a sudden turn up with a performance and start winning games. So, and also I think the last 2 games, the last times they played each other, Fulham got a win. So I'm going to put 2-1 Fulham to win that one.
Okay, David.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a Fulham win as well. I don't think Spurs will have been as wounded as you might. I honestly think that deep down the players and maybe a lot of fans will have known they will have gotten they were due a spanking by Art. They were going to get hammered.
They probably expected a defeat, but they probably wanted a bit of a better performance than the one they put out.
They've not been putting in many good performances recently, at home as well. I mean, the one caveat for them in this match is that they're playing away from home, where they typically do better. But I'm going to go for 1-0 Fulham.
Okay.
Sorry, Stu.
I'm actually going to go 2-0 Fulham. I think that
yes. No one's giving them Spurs a win. Brilliant.
I'll be honest. I always think there's got to be something that convinces me to be able to go for a win, and I don't see this Spurs side.
There's more evidence for Fulham than there is for Tottenham.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is it. Yes. So next up is Manchester United against Palace. As we said earlier, we have no idea what the score would be between Everton and Manchester United going into this game. I'm going to go with, though, Man United to win this comfortably as well. I'm going to go 2-0 United in that game. David.
I'm going to go 4-0. I think this is going to be a real romp.
Okay.
Palace not looking great at the moment. United back to their best. United back to their best. I honestly, I expect a United win tonight against Everton. In all honesty, I think United can do it. And yeah, I think back at home as well in Old Trafford, I think Carrick is looking great at the moment. Yeah, I think 4-0, and the scoring. The scoring has looked great. The attacking players look fluid. I don't see any reason why this wouldn't be an absolute romp. So yeah, 4-0.
Okay, Stu.
I think I agree with both of you. I think Man United, I think Palace are just going to got the late win against Wolves, so they still aren't convincing. And I think Man United obviously got a good whole form since Gareth came on, so I'm going to put 3-1 for Man United.
Okay, and Matt Ty.
I tend to agree with Stu. I think United at home at the moment under Carrick just look too good. I think Palace at the moment are just scraping by. They got, like you said, they got a 90th minute against Wolves at home after Wolves had already been a man sent off. They bottled it against insert Croatian team name here in the Conference League. I'm not even going to try pronounce it with too many Z's in it.
Oh, go on.
Okay, let me find it. Because I was looking at Palace's fixtures when someone was chatting and just sort of seeing how their recent form has been. And they bottled a lead against Burnley at home.
That still shocks me to this day. How did that happen?
Oh no, it's not Croatian. It's Bosnian. Zrinjski, Zrinjski. So apologies if anyone from Bosnia and Herzegovina.
That sounds convincing to me.
Zrinjski
sounds quite good.
Yeah. So
we'll leave the pronunciations to you.
Thank you. As the languages expert here, and I just think, Man United 3-1.
And the final game, the most important one, is Arsenal versus Chelsea at the Emirates. For the first time, as a Chelsea fan, I have very, 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 very little confidence we're going to get something out of this game. I have very little confidence. I'm not going to lie.
They've done you up twice in a couple of weeks ago, and it's hard to.
And that last one really. Matt, let's get this out of the way. Go on, just say it quickly, and then we move on.
It's one of those. Do I go with my head or do I go with my heart? Because head is pointing all directions to an Arsenal win, whereas heart is saying shithouse 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah.
Stop it, shithouse 2-1 Chelsea. Let's go.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
Can't go against your team.
Love it.
Yeah, you always back your team.
True. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. As I say, I can't. Yeah. All right, go on, Stuart.
You sure you don't do yours? Back with Matt,
Yeah, you go next, Matt. Go on.
Go on, show a backbone.
Okay, so
don't forget to make a prediction. Arsenal to win the league.
My head is completely different to my heart. Okay, so I'm gonna go 1-1 in this game.
Bottle job. £1 bottle job.
1-1.
I mean, the draw is the safest bet, and I can.
But just to clarify that, in my head, I've got points. Okay, for these games.
He wants to.
At least you have some justification.
Yeah.
Right, Stu.
Well, I don't have any loyalties to it like this one, so I can choose anywhere I want. So I'm going to put a 2-1 Arsenal win here because I just think, as you said, Chelsea still look a bit iffy at the moment. So and obviously Arsenal at home, and you've done it twice, so I would say 2-1 Arsenal.
Okay, and David. I did
think draw. They do draw a lot, don't they? Arsenal, Chelsea typically. It's a lot of draws.
No, they've got really good record against us of late.
Really? All right.
So Chelsea haven't beaten Arsenal since Conte. I think was in charge. No, since Tuchel was in charge.
Stop it! I was going to say, stop it! No way.
Chelsea haven't beaten Arsenal.
22nd of August, 2021.
Yeah, since Tuchel was in charge. It was Lukaku when he returned.
He
did.
We haven't beaten them since then, but it's been a lot of draws or Arsenal winning by 1 goal.
Yeah.
Last 2 games have been 1-0.
I think this will be a bit of a goal fest, to be honest. I'm going to go 3-2 Arsenal.
Oh, the first leg of the League Cup.
Yeah. I think I'll go with that. Why not? A screamer of a match. That's what I'm hoping for, anyway.
All right. Well, we'll leave it at that then. Obviously, let us know. Let us know your thoughts. Obviously, some big things happened over the weekend, and got another big weekend coming up of action too, especially in the Champions League too, with all the playoffs as well coming to a conclusion too. But again, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channels also on Spotify as well. And we'll see you soon. So take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.
See you later. Bye.